Nostradamus, 2025 predictions revealed, 10 zodiac signs destined for wealth. Have you ever wondered if your zodiac sign is secretly wired for wealth, but no one ever told you? What if the stars above aren't just random dots in the sky, but a cosmic blueprint that holds the key to your financial destiny in 2025? In today's video, we're diving deep into a chilling yet fascinating prophecy that dates back centuries. Yes, even Nostradamus may have hinted at it. But here's the twist. This isn't just ancient theory. This is a real-life astrology meeting with real-world success. In the coming year, we'll reveal 10 zodiac signs uniquely aligned for financial breakthroughs. But this isn't about luck. It's about alignment. It's about understanding the energy you carry and how to unlock it. Whether you're a bold Aries, a grounded Taurus, or a visionary Aquarius, your sign holds a hidden path to abundance. And I'll show you how it unfolds through true stories, spiritual wisdom, and practical mindset shifts that have changed lives. And trust me, you will want to stay until the very end, because the last sign we cover is often misunderstood, yet has one of the most explosive wealth potentials. Most people miss it, but once you see why, you'll never look at that sign the same way again. Before we unlock these signs and their sacred financial lessons, do me a small favor. Tap that like button, share this video with someone who needs a breakthrough, and subscribe to Zodiac Whisper so we can continue bringing you deep, soulful content that blends astrology, spirituality, and wealth wisdom like never before. Let's begin this journey not just through the stars, but into who you're truly meant to become. Aries, the warrior of breakthroughs. There's something electric about an Aries when they're in motion. The energy you can't fake is the spark that jumps before the thought is fully formed. In 2025, that spark becomes a flame. Mars, your ruling planet, isn't simply present this year. It's alive inside you, urging action, risk, and renewal. Aries doesn't tiptoe into opportunity. Aries kicks the door down and figures it out later. But here's the shift. 2025 doesn't reward reckless leaps. It rewards bold precision. The kind of risk that looks crazy to others but feels deeply aligned to you. This year, you'll feel a pull, a quiet, unshakable instinct that tells you exactly when to jump. You won't always know what comes next. That's the beauty of it. The breakthrough isn't just about success. It's about remembering who you were before the world told you to be careful. Lady Gaga is an Aries for a reason. Her rise wasn't just luck or talent. It was vision matched with unapologetic action. She followed the rhythm of her fire from underground clubs to global stages. She didn't ask the world for permission to be seen. She showed up in full force, and the world had no choice but to turn and look. She embodies what Aries can do when instinct is trusted over convention. And that's your invitation this year. Not to plan every step, but to move with courage and conviction. To trust that leaping, even without a safety net, is often how the bridge is built. But even warriors need wisdom. In times of doubt, remember this. Clarity isn't always required to move. Action creates clarity. The Buddha once said that even when the path is invisible, each step forward lays the stone beneath your feet. So walk, move, don't overthink. Your momentum is your magic. And in a world afraid of change, your bravery is the very thing that can set it free. Taurus, the builder of enduring wealth. If Aries is the spark, Taurus is the foundation that keeps the fire burning. You don't rush, you don't gamble. You build, quietly, steadily, and with a calm that unnerves those having shortcuts. In 2025, the universe isn't asking you to change who you are. It's asking you to evolve how you move. With Uranus still stirring your sign, you're being gently but consistently nudged out of your comfort zone. Change for Taurus isn't easy. But this year, change is the key to deeper wealth. Not just financial wealth, but the kind that nourishes your peace, stability, and sense of purpose. Taurus doesn't invest in trends. Taurus invests in truth. And no one reflects that better than Warren Buffett. For decades, he has quietly amassed one of the greatest fortunes in history, not through flash or noise, but through discipline, patience, and knowing exactly when to act. He once said, "The stock market is designed to transfer money from the impatient to the patient." That's you, Taurus. You don't chase, you attract. You grow what others abandon. And when the time is right, you harvest what others forgot to plant. In 2025, your edge isn't speed. It's wisdom. It's knowing that success doesn't come from moving faster, but from knowing where not to move. Your strength lies in your rituals, standards, and deep understanding of value, both in business and people. But even the strongest oak must bend when the wind shifts. This is the year to remain rooted but not rigid. Embrace tools, systems, and perspectives that modernize your vision without compromising your essence. Lao Tzu once said, "Happiness is living simply, in the right moment, with the right heart." Let that guide you. Strip away what's excessive. Keep what's timeless. Let wealth grow slowly, like vines along a stone wall, silent, strong, and unstoppable. Leo, the sovereign of influence. Some signs wait for the spotlight. Leo is the spotlight, and in 2025, the universe isn't just handing you the stage, it's asking what story you're ready to tell. With Jupiter amplifying your creative power and leadership energy, this is a year to be seen and remembered. Leo's not about attention for attention's sake. At its highest vibration, Leo's power is rooted in purpose, inspiring others through presence, expression, and unshakable self-worth. When you believe in yourself, others follow. Not because they're told to, but because they feel something in you that reminds them of their greatness. Jennifer Lopez is the embodiment of that energy. She began as a dancer, fought for every audition, and over time, transformed into a global brand. Singer, actress, producer, entrepreneur. She didn't stop at one spotlight. She built a universe of them. Not through luck, through relentless belief. And here's the thing. J-Lo never waited to be chosen. She chose herself. That's the real Leo magic. You don't need permission to be radiant. You were born to light the room. In 2025, this energy is asking you to lean in harder. Share your work, speak your vision, build your audience, even if it's one person at a time. Let creativity become currency. Let passion become a platform. This is not the year to play small. This is the year to own your name and let it echo in spaces you've only dreamed of entering. But with excellent visibility comes the test of humility. Influence is not about ego, it's about service. Leadership is earned, not demanded. So lead with warmth, not pride. Let your generosity be your crown. A line in scripture says, "Don't hide your light under a bushel." In other words, don't dim yourself to make others comfortable. Shine boldly, not to outshine others, but to remind them they can shine. Let your legacy begin with truth, continue with courage, and be sealed in the joy of fully being who you are, unfiltered, untamed, and fully alive. Virgo, the alchemist of systems. While others chase results, Virgo builds the systems that guarantee them. In 2025, Mercury, the planet of intelligence and structure, aligns in a way that turns your natural gift for order into a magnet for success. This is the year when the tiniest detail becomes the tipping point, and where your dedication quietly outperforms louder ambition. You don't need chaos to create, you need clarity. And this year, the cosmos offers it to you like never before. Virgo energy is precise but never sterile. It's not just about spreadsheets and checklists. It's about meaningful refinement, shaping something into its best version, whether that's a business, a relationship, or your personal growth. You have the rare power to turn the ordinary into the exceptional. Zendaya is a modern Virgo icon. Her rise wasn't built on shock or speed, but on discernment. She chooses her roles with care. She partners with intention. Every move feels minimal, but lands with maximum impact. She shows us that power isn't always loud. Sometimes it walks in quietly and shifts the entire atmosphere. In 2025, you're being called to own this subtle strength, to perfect your craft, not for applause, but for alignment. Your most excellent wins won't come from force. They'll come from function, from getting the back end of your life so in flow that success becomes inevitable. But let's be clear, your value doesn't come from being flawless. It comes from your presence, consistency, and ability to care deeply about every step. Even when others miss the brilliance of your process, the universe doesn't. Every act of devotion is a seed, and this year, many of yours will bloom. Mother Teresa once said, "Nothing is small if it is done great love." Let that be your compass. Because of your attention to detail and your devotion to excellence, that's not just Virgo. That's sacred. So keep refining, keep editing, keep building. Because this is the year the world begins to notice what you've been perfecting in silence. Capricorn, the architect of legacy. Capricorn doesn't build for applause, it creates for forever. In 2025, Pluto begins a powerful cycle of reconstruction. Not destruction for the sake of chaos, but a strategic teardown, so something more substantial, wiser, and more enduring can rise in its place. This is your year to rebuild, but not from scratch, from strength. You've always had a vision. Others may not have seen it, but you've been quietly mapping out every step, brick by brick. While they were seeking shortcuts, you were mastering patience. This year, that patience becomes power. Capricorn energy is the backbone of empires. It's not loud, but it's unstoppable. You understand that legacy isn't built in the light. It's shaped in the long hours, in the quiet decisions, in the moments no one's watching. And once it's ready, it doesn't need to shout. It stands tall on its own. Michelle Obama is a living blueprint of this energy. She didn't force her way into history. She became essential to it. She earned trust that outlasts titles through integrity, intention, and a deep-rooted belief in service. Her leadership isn't flashy, it's anchored. And that's precisely what Capricorn represents: substance over spectacle. In 2025, you're being asked to revisit your foundation. What have you built that no longer aligns with who you've become? What part of your structure needs reinforcement or release? Don't fear the rebuild. You're not starting over, you're beginning wiser. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The limit is only where the mind stops, not where ability ends." That's the mindset you'll need now. You're not limited by time, age, or history. You're only limited by belief. Belief, Capricorn, is your most valuable asset when paired with discipline. This is the year to double down on what matters, to elevate your standards, to redefine success, not just as something to reach, but something to live by. Because your legacy isn't something you'll leave behind. It's something you build with every decision you make today. Scorpio, the phoenix of wealth. Scorpio doesn't just grow, it transforms. You don't evolve in a straight line. You shed skin, you burn down what no longer serves, then rise sharper and stronger. In 2025, that energy intensifies. Pluto, your modern ruler, activates deep layers of power, pushing you to invest in what most people fear: change. While others look for surface-level gains, you're digging tunnels to hidden gold. You don't want the easy win, you want the success that restructures your soul. And that requires depth, courage, surrender. This year is less about addiction and more about alchemy, taking pain, loss, or past silence and turning it into legacy. You already know how to survive, but 2025 isn't about survival, it's about sovereignty. Katy Perry is a Scorpio, and her journey reflects this perfectly. She's been counted out, criticized, misunderstood, yet she keeps returning, not with the same sound or image, but a reborn version of herself. From gospel singer to global pop icon, from heartbreak to reinvention, she's lived Scorpio's story arc over and over. Fall, rise, ascend. That's your playbook this year. The setback is never the end, it's the catalyst. Your most significant investment isn't money. It's in your capacity to reemerge, wiser and more dangerous than before. But power without grounding can become isolation. And Scorpio, your gift is only as potent as your willingness to trust again. In people, in timing, in the idea that not everything must be controlled for it to be powerful. The Dalai Lama once said, "No one falls forever, they quietly learn how to fly again." Let that truth echo through your transformation. You were never meant to stay on the ground. You're built for elevation. So if something ends this year, let it. If something breaks, listen. What rises in its place may not look like what you planned, but it will be precisely what you were made for. Trust the fire. Trust the fall. And most of all, trust the wings you've grown in the dark. Aquarius, the futurist and freedom maker. Aquarius doesn't follow the future, it builds it. In 2025, your natural gift for innovation is no longer just a curiosity, it becomes a calling. Uranus, your ruling planet, fuels your wildest ideas, while Saturn demands that those ideas take form. This is your window to align vision with structure and rebellion with purpose. You've never been afraid to think differently. While others ask, "What is?" you ask, "What could be?" And that question, bold as it sounds, holds the key to breakthroughs. This year, you're not just observing the system, but rewriting it. Whether in education, technology, spirituality, or storytelling, the stage is wide open for you to design what hasn't been done yet. That's what Oprah Winfrey did. Born under the sign of Aquarius, Oprah didn't just host a talk show, she redefined the entire media landscape. She transformed conversation into healing, interviews into activism, screens into sacred space. She didn't demand power, she cultivated it through empathy, intellect, and relentless innovation. Oprah used platforms not to broadcast ego, but to elevate truth. And that's your mission too. In 2025, your mind isn't just a generator of ideas, it's a lighthouse. Others will look to you not just for answers, but for better questions. But innovation can be lonely. The Aquarian path often feels like standing at the edge of a cliff, watching everyone else build walls while you sketch bridges. Don't let that solitude turn into cynicism. The world doesn't always understand you at first. That doesn't mean you're wrong. It means you're early. There's a passage attributed to Jesus Christ. Love the truth, even if it changes you. That's your mantra this year. Let your loyalty be to what's real, not what's comfortable. Challenge traditions, question systems, but also build something better in their place. This is not just your age, it's your assignment. Use your voice to shift your mind. Use your work to free people. And use your heart to keep the future human. Cancer, the guardian of generational wealth. Cancer doesn't chase wealth, it nurtures it. In 2025, the opportunities coming your way won't scream with urgency. They'll whisper through intuition, connection, and the quiet corners of home and legacy. While the world rushes toward disruption, you're being asked to deepen your roots. This is the year to build not just for profit, but for permanence, for your children, your community, your future self. Emotional intelligence becomes your greatest asset. Relationships are your capital, and the currency that grows fastest is the one built on trust. You may not think of Elon Musk as a typical Cancer, but look again. Beneath the innovation, the rockets, and the algorithms lies a profoundly human question. How do we protect the future of our species? His mission is layered in logic, but powered by emotion. That's Cancer in motion, defending what matters, even if no one else sees the storm coming. Musk isn't building tech for tech's sake. He's building for survival, for longevity, for generations he'll never meet. That's the heart of Cancer. Not just success, but succession. Not just wealth, but well-being. In 2025, your strength lies in honoring your emotional blueprint. Use your intuition when making decisions. Trust your sense of timing. If something doesn't feel right, pause. If a door opens and your soul lights up, walk through it. Your sensitivity is not a weakness. It's a financial compass if you learn how to read it. Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "Loving in the right way leads to natural abundance." And that's your path. I love your work. Love your people. I love your process. From that, wealth grows, not just in your bank account, but in your life's deeper architecture. So this year, redefine success. It's not just what you earn, it's what you preserve. It's what you pass on. And it's what you hold with care when no one's looking. While the world is busy scaling up, Cancer is quietly building something no one can take away. A legacy of care, trust, and emotional truth that endures far beyond the moment. Pisces, the dreamer turned creator. Pisces doesn't live in this world the way others do. You see beneath things, around them, beyond them. In 2025, that gift of perception becomes your most excellent tool, not for escape, but for creation. This is the year when compassion, vision, and imagination converge into something tangible, profitable, and sacred. The world is thirsty for meaning, and Pisces, you are the well. You've always felt things more deeply than most. But this time, instead of drowning in emotion, you're being asked to channel it into art, healing, products, and platforms that don't just sell, but serve. Spiritual alignment becomes a practical wealth. Your intuition becomes a business model. Your softness becomes your strength. Steve Jobs, a Pisces at heart, was never just an engineer. He was a seer, a creative soul obsessed not just with function but with feeling. He didn't build computers, he crafted experiences. His genius wasn't technical, it was emotional. He knew what people wanted before they did. And that, Pisces, is your superpower too. Jobs reminds us that vision alone isn't enough. It must be delivered. Your dreams aren't meant to stay in notebooks or meditation rooms this year. They're meant to be built, step by step, with the discipline of devotion and the courage to make them real. But in a world obsessed with metrics, it's easy to doubt the worth of what can't be measured. Don't. The invisible, empathy, peace, inspiration is the foundation of every lasting creation. That's why the Buddhist teachings say loving kindness is the greatest wealth, for it gives rise to all other forms of prosperity. Let that be your guide. Lead with heart, give without depletion, create not for applause but for elevation, and know that the world responds when your soul is aligned with your work. In 2025, your role isn't to compete, it's to channel, to let beauty move through you, to remind people through whatever you create that softness is not weakness, and that wealth, when born from compassion, can heal much more than the body. This is your year to turn intuition into impact, imagination into income, and spirit into something the world can finally touch. Sagittarius, the explorer of new frontiers. For Sagittarius, the world has never been a boundary. It's always been an invitation. In 2025, that invitation expands. This is the year the universe asks you not just to move, but to evolve. To trade comfort for discovery and knowledge for understanding. You're not being asked to grow just for success. You're being called to grow because your destiny demands it. Ruled by Jupiter, the planet of expansion and higher learning, Sagittarius lives for the horizon, the next idea, destination, and big truth. But in 2025, expansion means more than travel. It means depth. Your greatest frontier may not be physical, it may be internal. Jay-Z, a textbook Sagittarius, embodies this energy in motion. He didn't stop with music. He turned words into business, business into empire, and empire into influence. But he didn't just build wealth. He built reach. Across industries, across cultures, across time. Because like all true Sagittarians, he didn't see limits. He saw portals. Jay-Z's story reminds us that evolution doesn't require the abandonment of your roots. It requires honoring them while still daring to redefine what's possible. And that's your assignment now. Learn something new. Teach something bold. Enter a room you feel unqualified to be in, and realize your curiosity is more powerful than anyone else's credentials. In 2025, your wisdom will be your currency. Not the kind found in books, but the type that's lived, stretched, and scarred. You are the storyteller, the traveler, the translator of human experience, and the world is listening. St. Augustine once wrote, "The world is a book, and those who do not travel read only one page." That travel might be through lands, or languages, or beliefs. But whatever your path, walk it, because truth for you lives in motion. So teach, publish, speak, explore. This isn't just your journey, it's your message. And as you walk it, you permit others to expand their maps. You are the prophecy, awakening the wealth within. So, what have we learned? We explored how 10 zodiac signs are uniquely positioned to attract wealth in 2025, not because of coincidence, but because of cosmic alignment. We uncovered real-life examples, deep astrological insights, and timeless wisdom passed down through spiritual traditions. But the most essential truth is this: wealth doesn't begin in the bank. It starts in the mind, in the heart, and in the energy you choose to carry every single day. Whether your sign was on today's list or not, remove that bird. Astrology is not a scent but a mirror. It reflects potential, but you write the story. You are not bound by fate, you are activated by it. If there's one piece of advice I want to leave with you, it's this: don't wait for permission from the stars. Claim your destiny. Use your strengths, work on your shadows, and align with the rhythms of your soul. Because when you show up fully, the universe has a way of meeting you exactly where you are and lifting you higher than you imagined. As someone who's walked this path of questioning, of searching, of wondering, am I meant for more? I can tell you, the moment I started trusting in both the stars and myself, everything changed, and I want the same transformation for you. So if this video sparked something in you, if it reminded you of who you are beneath all the fear and noise, then like this video, subscribe to Zodiac Whisper, and share it with someone ready to unlock their wealth from the inside out. Because this is not just a community of viewers, it's a movement of awakened souls ready to live with purpose, power, and prosperity. And remember, you are not waiting for a prophecy. You are the one who writes it.